Hi everyone. Okay, today, let's just take a couple of deep breaths together. That's what I do to center myself, so it helps the channeling. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I let go. Breathing in, breathing out, let go. And I start my meditations like this. I invite the angels to be with me and to help me to give answers to others, whatever they most need to know for their life, for their well-being, and for abundance. And we use light energy and ask to be guided and protected always, and honoring everything up to God and the angels. So it just helps to set the intention, the purity of intention, the goodness of intention, and just to direct at the angels what it is that you need and what you're asking for. It's like with everything, the clearer the communication, the more likelihood of having one's needs met. Um, so I wanted to speak about today with channeling of the angels is that how do we know if we're progressing on our spiritual path? I hear this a lot from clients and people in different workshops that they've been working at something a long time, and they don't hear any visions, and they don't really see any changes in their life, and they get quite angry about it, and or frustrated and sad, and they feel that they're working really, really hard. So this is about channeling from the angels. Is how do we notice what is our feedback barometer on the spiritual paths when we're working on ourselves and we're doing courses and we're meditating and we're doing yoga and we're eating healthy, and we could workshops, we could be participating in a lot of different things, we could be going to healers. How do we know if we're progressing? What can we measure ourselves by? And the angel said that it's not about how long you meditate for, or how many hours of yoga you go to, or how many healers you can afford to go to, or how long you've been working on yourself for. It has to do with when you're measuring how you're progressing. The angel said that the signs to look for are: how kind are you to yourself and to others? Can others visibly see your kindness? And this is something, we really need to take seriously and be honest with ourselves, because we all think we're really good and kind. I mean, I teach it's really important to see the goodness and the kindness and the beauty in you that's there, this gorgeous flower, and it is. But it's also important to, how vast is the ocean, to challenge ourselves to be even kinder, and kindness does begin with ourselves. So I'm not saying keep giving everything you have and all the energy you have and all the treasures that you have to everybody else, and because that's not self-love. And energy does need to begin with you, and you do need to make time for yourself and be good to yourself and to love the self, and then share that with everybody. But sometimes we get so stuck, the angels are saying, sitting on top of ourselves, thinking that something is not right with us, and that we're this broken good of canvas that needs to be constantly fixed, and we have to go to all different kinds of people and places, and vacations to take in order to recover. And the angels are saying, no, you can actually, it's lovely to go to these different places and to go to different people and to get help. But actually, when we really want to heal, everything that we need, we have within us. And it's important, the angels are saying, not to pathologize ourselves and others by keep on constantly thinking that there's something wrong with us that it needs to be fixed, and looking everywhere outside oneself to get the healing, instead of realizing that everything we need to heal is within us. And so when we start from there, the angels are saying that you measure how you're progressing on your healing path by how kind you are. Are you generous? Do you, whatever you have, do you share some of it with others? Do you look in all sorts of places to help people? Sometimes you can just see an elderly person across the road struggling with bags of shopping, and you could go over and you could help them, and talk to them. A lot of old people are very lonely. Not all of them, and some are very fit, but you know what I mean. You have a look, and you see what needs doing, and then you do it without anybody having to ask you or to prompt you or be mean to you to get something done. Or if you notice that there's a whole pile of dishes that need doing and no one's gotten around to them yet, and that would really help somebody, or to make somebody their favorite meal, or give them a massage, and or just sit and listen, for longer than you usually would. These are the milestones that the angels are saying are indicative of our spiritual practice and the work that we're doing. So it's not about how flexible you're becoming in yoga, or how long you can go on juice cleanses, or how many hours a day you can meditate for, or how long you've been trying to hear the angels, and how long you've been going to workshops and healers. This is about when you see within yourself that you are more patient with yourself, with perceived weaknesses or frustrations that are not yet where you'd like to be, and you slow to anger within yourself, and you slow to anger with others, and you have compassion for the pain you've been through, and you really try to, if you've fallen down with pain, or you've fallen down with guilt, or all these ways that we get trapped in life, are you working at self-forgiveness of yourself and others? And are you trying to liberate yourself from punishments or self-inflicted restrictions that you put on yourself because you feel that you're bad, or you don't deserve it, or you're ridden with grief or depression or guilt? And the angels are saying that these are our liberations. These are our milestones for seeing how we're progressing on the spiritual path. When obstacles are in our way and we get hurt, or we get angry and we fall down, how quickly do we pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off? And how quickly do we forgive ourselves and say, okay, let's begin anew, next time I'll do better? And how quickly do we liberate others, when they've done things that have harmed us? Do we hold them, you did this and this and this? Or do we say, you know what, everybody makes mistakes, myself included, and you love that person and you set them free from, holding them in guilt and shame? Sometimes we sometimes don't realize it. The angel said, sometimes we need the meditation to be able to sit with ourselves every day and take stock of our lives, at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day, and say, how good am I really? How am I progressing? Every day try to do something and then build on that. And this is not about beating down on oneself, but this is about getting space from oneself in meditation to be able to self-reflect and see, how am I really doing? How am I treating the relationships in my life? And am I being as patient and kind and slow to anger as I'd like to be? And if I've made mistakes and I've harmed others and I've done things, is there anything I can do about it? Sometimes we can't go directly to the source anymore. The person might have passed over, or it's not safe for us to go to that person for whatever reasons. But what it's then about, if you can apologize and you can make things better, then do that. But if it would just complicate things further, then go out and do good deeds to anybody, random acts of kindness, because the angels don't have any discrimination. So it's, in a sense, we are all one, even though it doesn't feel like that when you're personally offended or hurt, but we are all one. So if we've put out negativity and we've harmed one of God's creatures, human being, animal, object, then we can go outside and we can do good to anybody, and that in itself has a restorative, repairing function that we will feel within our body, and we do get blessings for that.